This pandemic sucks! Life looks the same every day. Out of nowhere, I just thought, I want to play a game. Any game, anything, just to ease this boredom. And just like a miracle, a news notification popped out of my computer. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh yeah, that's a thing. I swear to God, Google's listening to all of us, man. He can even hear what you're thinking. But I didn't want to just skip ahead to 7. I wanted to go through 1 to 6. Otherwise, I'm going to miss out on all of those years of build-up. And hence, this video. Before I get into it though, one thing you have to know about me is that I'm not that much of a gamer. Don't let this knockoff White Mage cosplay fool you. I don't game that much. I had gaming consoles growing up, but I just never got into it. Me and my cousins preferred playing basketball outside. But now, I can't still go outside, and the world is still healing. I need to scratch this itch. So, all of my opinions that I'm about to say in this video doesn't have that childhood bias because I haven't played any of these. That's a lie. I have played Final Fantasy on the Game Boy, but got sick of it quickly because there are just too many random encounters. And I remember I played Crisis Core on the PSP. I had fun playing that game. The only way I'm going to grade these games is if I had fun playing them. Simple. So, I won't really be nitpicking, I hope. One last thing. I am not going to talk about the graphics because, come on, it's been like 4 decades since these games came out. It deserves a pass. And I think it has a charming aspect to it, in my humble opinion. It genuinely gives the retro vibes. Well, because it is retro. Okay, on to the first game. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is that one game that deserves respect because it's one of the pioneers of JRPGs. This is the one that started it all, or at least the most popular one. Can't really talk trash on someone who did it first, but I will. First off, the things that I like about this game. I like that it doesn't have too much BS. The game makes you choose your team, then literally poops you out into the world like, gamer, we have a problem. Here's the backstory. Here are 4 crystals. Here are 4 characters you chose. Now go save the world. This is like the meme. I don't know who I am. All I know is that I'm here to save the world. Which I can't really complain about. As you play this game, you realize that this is the literal foundation of the Final Fantasy world. It's so barren, so raw. This is the best introduction or world building a franchise could do. Though it sets up the world, it shows you what kind of living things there are, what kind of monsters, what kind of bosses you're gonna face, what kinds of jobs and what those jobs can do. That's about it really. Don't get me wrong, it is interesting at first. When you're still in the exploring phase, it's kind of fun. But once you get the hang of it, once you've used all the spells, used all the items and inventories, and played the game twice, which I did, it kinda gets boring after a while. There's nothing much really in this world after you've defeated the game. When you're rolling in though and you have 99 potions and 99 cottages, and your characters are all level 99. Well, I guess that's a game, huh? You try going west, and you see mountains. You go east, and there's another mountain. You'll go north, and there's another mountain. You'd venture south, and there's another mountain. I guess it's not like in Pokemon where every town feels different. Like maybe if you go to Lavender Town, you'll see Gastlys and Growlithes. And if you go to Pallet Town, you'd only see Pidgeys and Rattatas. Final Fantasy, go to one cave, and you'd see an ogre. Go to another cave, and you'd see a green ogre. On another cave, you'd see a blue ogre. It feels repetitive. Probably because it is repetitive. And the towns are like, ugh, we're dying, you gotta save us. And at first they're like, no. But then you go to another town, and they're like, ugh, we're dying, you gotta save us. Bro, oh my god. You go to another town, and they're like, ugh, someone's dying, you gotta save us. I'm getting real tired saving your asses. But if you're new to the game and you really want to understand the Final Fantasy world, then this is the perfect game. Fyra, Blizzaga, Tandara, Hilra? What are these spells? Where's Flamethrower? If you play this game, then you'd have no problems understanding the 300 other games that came out after this. It covers the magic system, the inventory system, which team you like or works the best for you. Dude, I didn't know weapons could cast spells in this game. until I was 8 years old, and I never knew that monks could hit hard until I unequipped the nunchaku. Then it started hitting like a truck. The teams and characters' jobs get complicated as the franchise goes on, so this game just explains to you that this job does this job does this, and this job does this. But the question still remains, did it age well? No. This game could have been 10 out of 10 forever. If only the story was good. You know, we'd have flying cars, and we've already populated Mars, and when we look back at this game, yeah, you're still good. This is probably the trade they did. Trade offer. You get good world building, but you don't get good story. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to go for the adventure genre that doesn't revolve around the story. This just feels like a game. You play it, then you're done. You're not attached to this game in any way, shape, or form. You're not attached to any of the characters. Maybe you saved that prince once. That's about it. Here's your fries, now get out of my face. I think it's just forgettable. Even though I put in like 25 hours into this game. It's just sad. I really want to love this game. Should you play it? This is your first time playing a Final Fantasy game? No, this is not the first game you want to play if you want to get into Final Fantasy. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself. I mean, I talked about how much I love the game, then say it's not worth playing. This is the game you play when you already love Final Fantasy. Or if you're a sick person like me who doesn't mind mindless grinding. Because there's really nothing much in this game that you wouldn't get from the other ones. It is a solid game, just it's not the first thing I'd recommend to someone who has never played Final Fantasy. I'd only recommend this to someone who's played Crisis Core, only to find out halfway through that there is a magic system, an inventory system that he never bothered tinkering with, and he's just pressing attack the whole time. And that is me. I know I'm confusing, but I hope you get the idea. I do love this game, but I wouldn't recommend it as an introduction to the franchise. But if you already are a fan of the franchise and or you are a fan of JRPGs, then you probably would be able to appreciate it. Still confusing, I know. I'm sorry. And I think that's about it. Thank you. Bye bye.